For most people, one full-time job is enough to fill their schedule, but Nick Sampinos takes on two. In addition to juggling the demands of a cow-calf operation, he's also running a full-time law practice. Reporter Dave Russell visits the mountains of Price, Utah, where a very busy rancher explains why it's important to find time to implement a respiratory disease prevention program.
Nick Sampinos owns and operates a cow-calf operation in Price, Utah. And on top of being a busy rancher, he is also a full-time attorney.
I like the change from day to day, and I like to see, I guess, sort of a prove to myself sort of thing that I can do both and be successful at both.
Nick was actually a lawyer first, and then decided to pursue his second passion, ranching.
After about 3 or 4 years into the legal business, I decided to branch out. I'd always wanted to be in some form of agriculture, whether it be farming, ranching, or a combination of both. And so we slowly started acquiring some assets, and here we are about 20-some years later, and we've got a full-time operation on our hands.
It takes a lot of effort and hard work to keep the schedules of both jobs running smoothly.
It takes a whole team to get what we do done in an efficient manner. It looks like it's really well organized and a well-oiled machine, which for the most part it is, but there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes to make it happen.
Because of his tough time constraints, Nick firmly believes that a preventative health program is vital to the success of his operation.
I've never been without a comprehensive respiratory program, so I don't think I would dare not vaccinate my animals. There are too many factors out there that affect their daily lives, and I just want to avoid problems, which is simply a waste of time for me and a loss in profit for our operation.
Combining a good nutrition program with a cow herd vaccine program is the key to setting calves up for success.
I think the cattle themselves, the mothers, as well as the calves, have to be in as good a shape as they possibly can be so that the vaccines can work.
What a lot of people don't realize is the foundation to a complete herd health program really begins with the cow, because the baby calf gets all its initial immunity through the colostrum.
Once a comprehensive animal health program is in place, producers should work with their veterinarians to plan a respiratory vaccine program.
Well, it's really important to develop a relationship with your veterinarian. And the veterinarian is the one that knows best what's going on in your herd, in your geography, and what works best for you for your management plan.
Comprehensive respiratory prevention programs can help ranchers like Nick save a lot of valuable time and money by helping prevent the industry's most costly disease.
The places that don't do herd health programs, I end up seeing wrecks in those places. When we see a wreck, it's a bad one. And I think that's a big reason to have a preventative herd health program in place and stick to it.
Respiratory diseases are still a major cost to the industry. Up to $900 million are estimated to be lost not only to deaths due to treatment costs, loss of production, and loss of animal value when they get BRD. Even though we have great vaccine programs and great vaccines, probably 40% of the ranchers still fail to vaccinate for something that's a very common problem.
Pfizer Animal Health's Bovi-Shield Gold 5 is aimed at helping protect calves against the leading respiratory infections with a single vaccine.
The major respiratory viruses are BRSV, which is bovine respiratory syncytial virus, IBR, which is infectious bovine rhinotracheitis virus, and then also BVD, which is bovine viral diarrhea. Bovi-Shield Gold 5 is a 5-way viral vaccine that contains antigens to IBR, BVD, PI3, and BRSV.
As a busy rancher also juggling the demands of a law practice, Nick relies on the time he saves by using Bovi-Shield Gold as part of his animal health program.
I feel that we have a pretty good program in place. We're trying to do the same things with our vaccinations year in, year out, about the same time of year. Every decision I make, whether it's at my office or on my ranch, there has to be a sequence of events that occurs in both, and it's a timing thing. And so I'm bound by schedules, both at my office and on my ranching operation. And we try to make the wisest use of what limited time we have to do both things.
In addition to talking with their veterinarians, label claims are something producers should take into consideration when choosing a vaccine because they are an indication of the level of protection producers can expect from the vaccine, as well as the duration of immunity provided.
The label claims allow a veterinarian and producer to evaluate a vaccine for the level of protection it gives, whether it prevents infection or aids in the prevention of disease or controls disease.
Bovi-Shield Gold is a good choice not only for cow-calf operators, but stocker and feedlot operators as well.
The Bovi-Shield Gold product line is really perfect to put in those calves because many times those calves have unknown vaccination history.
I've heard figures of how expensive respiratory disease is for the feed yard industry, and it's staggering. And if we can produce calves and send them to the feed yard and not have them get sick, the producer's going to end up being more profitable.
Nick is a prime example of a producer that sees higher profits and satisfaction due to having a good preventative health program in place.
I have been told this by our feedlot customers that when they've received our cattle, they are in good shape, they look good, they feed out well. We've gotten good results back from the feedlot with respect to the grading. They've complimented us on our genetics, complimented us on our vaccination programs, so we want to continue down that same path.
We get a lot of positive reviews from the feed yards when we ship cattle into those feed yards, as far as the cattle don't get sick and we don't have issues and problems with them.
A good product should be coupled with good service. Last fall, when Nick encountered a difficult situation on his ranch, he and Dr. Truman turned to their Pfizer animal health representatives for expert advice.
We called them to kind of get some advice, and they sent a whole team of people down and helped us kind of work through the problem. We did some liver biopsies, and it was a copper deficiency, and they helped us work through that and invested a lot of time and money in helping us.
I was grateful for the service that we received and the attention we received from the Pfizer people. They were extremely responsive and understanding and helped us through it.
I would have been a worse wreck than I was if it hadn't been for Pfizer support and all of their help. It's really a great organization, from the reps clear to the vet ops program.
Dr. Linhart says there's no excuse for ranchers to skip out on an animal health program.
Animal health and herd health programs are such important components of a ranch's program and profitability and reputation. And if someone as busy as a practicing attorney can put these programs in place, anybody can do it, especially full-time ranchers and farmers.
We do a lot of preventative measures that help clients out in their businesses and in their personal lives. And that same philosophy, I think, carries over in my ranching operation, where we like to see if we can do the best job possible and produce the best product that we can for our customers.
Reporting from Sampinos Livestock Company in Price, Utah, I'm Dave Russell for NCBA's Cattleman to Cattleman.
Now, if you're interested in learning more about Bovi-Shield Gold for respiratory disease prevention, just log on to our website at cattlemantocattleman.org.